Hey guys, I hope all is well. This morning I received an email letting me know that my Tupac video was removed and my channel is receiving a copyright strike. I opened up the email and what I saw baffled me. My video was taken down due to Tupac's last photo of him and Suge in the car together that millions of others have used freely. Even more interesting is that my takedown notice stated a person by the name of Leonard Jefferson filed the copyright strike. I had no idea who that person was, but after researching, I found out it was actually the person who took the photo long ago. In my opinion, this just further proves they don't want you guys to know the truth. They knew what I said regarding Tupac was the truth. They went as far as taking down a 9-day-old video with a bogus copyright claim. I am protected by the Federal Fair Use Act, which allows me to critique and give my opinion on any copyrighted material. What I revealed wasn't supposed to be said. This is why it was taken down. They know that to this day, Tupac has his fans manipulated. I saw a lot of people stating that I was reaching or that I was wrong about Tupac. I want you guys to understand. I myself hope these guys aren't puppets. I grew up listening to Tupac myself, but the truth is the truth. Most of Tupac's story was fabricated to sell records and push an agenda. Tupac claimed to be a Cali rapper when he was born in New York and then lived in Baltimore. He didn't even get to LA until he was a little over 17 years old. Just 3 years later, he was touring with Digital Underground as a roadie and a backup dancer. Tupac was not a gangster, he was acting as a gangster. Tupac was an actor who was used to push the gangster rap agenda, manipulating the minds of millions, guiding them to live a destructive life, all while the record labels made hundreds of millions. Even Tupac's ex-girlfriend claims that Tupac told her he signed this soul away when he signed to Suge.
I was there when, Suge came and he signed his contract. The lawyer came and they spoke, and he knew that he was going to be getting that appeal. So he knew that he was going to be getting that appeal and he was going to be getting out. And I knew as well. I was there.
What was his feelings about Suge Knight?
I think he liked him. He felt that that was a power move, to align himself with him. And, but he did make a comment one time, he's signing his soul to the devil to take care of his family. He's signing his soul to the devil to take care of his family. Because, I guess if he wasn't in that predicament, maybe he would not have went to.
As you heard for yourself, Tupac admitted this to his own ex-girlfriend. Now, the rest of this video is going to be the original Tupac video, and I would truly appreciate it if those that watch it, rewatch it, and share it. The information on this video is important, and it can help people see the truth. In the 90s, Tupac was one of the most popular rappers in the world. His music was loved by millions upon millions of his fans. His rebellious but lovable attitude got him the praise he needed to be a rap superstar. Tupac, to this day, is considered to be one of the greatest rappers to have ever lived. We already know, for an artist to reach the level Tupac reached in the music industry, they must pay the ultimate price. To many, this doesn't seem like what happened with Tupac. People felt that he never sold out, as they saw him as one of the only rappers who was against the Illuminati. So then how exactly did Tupac become such a mega star, and was he ever truly against the industry? As much as it appeared that Tupac was against the Masonic Order with his Illuminati album, this just isn't true. After researching Tupac for months to make this video, I was able to find proof that points to Tupac selling his soul and becoming a Masonic puppet, as he admits this himself. I do believe at one point, Tupac might have no longer wanted to serve the Masonic agenda like we have seen many artists do after him. Tupac's career took off in the 90s during the beginning of the gangster rap era. The gangster rap era had just become mainstream after NWA made gangster rap popular. This meant that the record labels were only looking for rappers that were making gangster rap music. Tupac embodied the entire gangster rap image. He went as far as tattooing Thug Life on his stomach. But was Tupac really a thug? The thing is, a lot of Tupac's story seems to be created to fit his gangster rap persona. Tupac, in a few ways, is like Drake. For example, Tupac was one of the greatest of his time. Drake is also considered one of the greatest of his time. Tupac rapped about being a thug even though he wasn't, and Drake sometimes does the same exact thing. Tupac was an actor before a rapper, and so was Drake. It's clear to me that Tupac's entire image was fabricated by the record labels. Tupac was never a thug. He was a theater student who even did ballet.
When I auditioned for the Baltimore School of Performing Arts, but I started to have good luck times. I spent 3 years in Baltimore, my high school years. I made a lot of friends, like John Cole and Jada Pinkett. I loved my classes.
We were exposed to everything, you know, theater, ballet.
As you heard for yourself, Tupac admits to being a theater student and staying away from trouble. In one of his high school interviews when he was 17, we hear Tupac speaking on his life, and he sounds nothing like the thug he claims to be.
Okay, my name is Tupac Shakur, and I attend Tamalpais High School at 17 years old.
Do you like 17?
And it's like 17 is such a weird age. It's such in the middle age. You're not 18 yet, and you're older than 16. But I like it. It's nice. It's like a learning stage for me.
As you heard for yourself, Tupac sounds like a good kid who seems to have stayed out of trouble and participated in theater for most of his childhood. Tupac was an actor, acting like a thug to sell records. Even fellow actor Marlon Wayans stated this in an interview.
You had a special relationship with Tupac. Talk about that.
And me and Pac had a great relationship. You know what's great about Pac? Everybody think he was like this thug, this gangster. He's a performing arts high school kid, okay? Pac was very smart. He was very silly. He was a clown. And he wasn't a real gangster, but he act gangster. And he's method actor. So he went a little bit too far. He overcommitted. But tell he wasn't a gangster because he had the softest hands you ever wanted to like touch on a man. Like no has hands like it's hard. No, it was like I call him a Palmolive thug. You put it, come here, this knee, just give you this gentle hand. It was soft. Then he had these long eyelashes, looked like Snuffleupagus, just like none of this. I'm a thug.
Sold the role though.
He did.
He sold that and juice.
As you heard for yourself, Marlon Wayans states that Tupac was just a good method actor who bought into his role. In my opinion, I believe Tupac knew that if he wanted to sell records and be popular, he would have to embody the gangster rap image. The record labels used Tupac to push the gangster rap agenda to his fans. Tupac was such a good actor that he managed to fool the world and even himself into believing that he really was a thug, when in reality, he was a theater student at heart. Tupac sold his soul in order to be a superstar. This is how he was able to grow to superstardom. The record labels in the 90s and the 2000s were pushing the gangster rap agenda heavily. Just about every rapper was rapping as a gangster rapper, whether they were gangster or not. This influenced an entire generation of people to live thug lives, falling for the exact trap that the elite created for them. Tupac knew he was playing a role in the destruction of his own people, but he wanted the fame and money. Tupac himself knew he sold his soul. He actually admitted it in 2 different occasions. In the song Good Life, Tupac openly admits to selling his soul for his success. In the song he raps, "Was so money-oriented, initiated as a thug, fiending for wicked adventures, ambitious as I was. Picture me on the verge of living insane. I sold my soul for a chance to kick it and bang. Now tell me if I'm wrong, but saying F the world got you deeper in my songs." Openly, Tupac admits to not only selling his soul, but being initiated as a thug, which I interpreted as Pac admitting to being marketed as a thug after taking his deal. Tupac admits to being a studio gangster. He admits to selling out to push the gangster rap agenda. We can see that Tupac had no issues openly admitting that he sold his soul. And this isn't the only time either, as he did it again in another song by a rapper Scarface he's featured on called Smile. In the song Smile, Tupac raps, "Selling my soul for material wishes, fast cars and women, wishing I lived my life a legend, immortalized in pictures, why shed tears, save your sympathy." Again, Tupac admits that he sold his soul to have the world. Tupac wasn't innocent. He knew he was pushing an agenda, and he was okay with it as long as he got what he wanted. Like he said, he traded his everlasting soul to be immortalized. He wanted the world, and this is exactly what he got. He is now remembered as a rap legend, but was it truly worth it? In this photo here, we see Tupac showing the famous bathtub rebirth scene. Even though he isn't in a bath of blood, he is in a bath of gold. This photo represents his satanic rebirth, selling his soul for endless riches, giving in to his materialism. Many people point to his Illuminati album as proof that Pac was against the Masonic order. The thing is, Tupac had already taken the oath. It appears to me that Tupac was just again playing a character he was instructed to play. The Masons love duality. This means they love playing the villain and the hero, but it all still represents the same agenda. Even the album cover for his Illuminati album is blasphemous. On the album cover, it states that in no way was his album cover trying to disrespect Jesus. The thing is, that's like getting caught stealing and saying that you were in no way trying to steal. Tupac did what we have seen so many celebrities do to this day, mock Jesus' sacrifice for our sins. We are still seeing this type of imagery coming from the entertainment industry, as just recently Kendrick painted himself as a Christ-like figure for one of his performances. I am not going to deny that at first it did look like what happened to Tupac could have been a result of him trying to break his oath and leave the industry behind, especially with the imagery his Illuminati album was showing. The album cover clearly predicts Tupac being sacrificed as if he were Jesus. The thing is, Tupac's passing seemed to actually be a result of unnecessary street beef. Like I said earlier, Tupac was a method actor who went too far. The night that Tupac passed was one of those days that he went too far. A little altercation where Pac wanted to prove his gangster seems to be what cost him everything. The main reason I don't believe Pac was taken out by the Masonic Order was because Suge Knight was in the car next to Pac. Unless those in charge wanted Tupac and Suge Knight gone, it wouldn't make sense to come after Pac while Suge was in the car. What happened to Pac seems to be 100% street beef. If the Masons wanted both Suge and Tupac gone, then Suge would have eventually shared the same fate as Tupac. In my opinion, both Tupac and Suge were Masonic puppets who were making the labels tons of money and were aligned with the agenda. I simply do not see any real evidence that the Masonic Order would have wanted them out of the way. If Pac would have never tried to prove he was a thug, he would most likely still be here pushing their Masonic agenda. Some of Pac's songs appear to be spreading a positive message, like his song Changes, but I don't think he was truly against the agenda, as most of his music still heavily pushed the gangster agenda. In my opinion, Tupac was just a talented kid who wanted to make it in the entertainment industry. He was willing to sell his soul and be used to push the gangster agenda, influencing millions of kids in urban communities to follow a path of destruction. The Masons created these icons for the world to worship, and this is exactly what Tupac was, an icon. This is why he became so popular, because those in charge wanted to make sure he influenced as many people as possible. Tupac was forever immortalized by the labels to ensure his influence will last through generations. It is no coincidence he worked with Dr. Dre, as I already explained that Dr. Dre was also used to push the gangster rap agenda. Suge Knight also played a large role in pushing the gangster rap agenda to the masses. If you guys would like to see a full video on Suge Knight, comment Suge Knight below. As much as it appeared that Tupac was against the agenda, to me, it doesn't seem like the truth. Tupac took the oath like the rest of the superstars, and unfortunately for him, the image he was portraying cost him everything. Many people think that Tupac is still alive, and in my opinion, I doubt this. So many people have reporting sightings of Tupac, but I myself cannot find concrete evidence of this being true. The labels have been pushing the gangster agenda for years, an agenda that is still destroying our people to this day. Like I always say, we must not allow these artists to manipulate our minds. When the music industry is pushing an artist like they were pushing Tupac, that should already be a big red flag that the Masonic Order is behind them. Tupac was propped up by the industry and turned into a superstar for a reason. This was done to be able to influence the minds of the masses. We must remember every day we wake up, our souls are at stake. And we also must remember to help those who can't see the truth, find the truth. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I just wanted to give a special shout out to the Truth Movement members. I truly appreciate every single one of you. If you would like to further support the channel, join the Truth Movement, or you can join me on Patreon where I drop exclusive videos monthly. The link would be in the description. Another way you can further support the channel is by checking out the Truthfist store and seeing if you find anything you like. Every purchase you make helps with the funding of Truth Records. The link to the Truthfist store is also in the description. Also, please leave a comment below with your thoughts on this video and on any future topics you would like to see me cover on this channel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified of new videos. If you like this video, please leave a like as it helps other people find these videos. You can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.